Welcome to Stage 4 of the Abu Dhabi Desert Challenge, sponsored by Al Futtaim Motors, which operates 14 Toyota showrooms across the United Arab Emirates. And there is plenty to keep the rally's Toyota drivers busy today, as well as everybody else. 232 kilometres of tough special with lots more drops in the dunes. The wind could also be a factor and will make it hard to follow the bike lines in the sand.
With just 2 stages remaining of this year's Abu Dhabi Desert Challenge, the fight is on in the bikes. Today's action likely to determine the outcome of this year's event. Ross Branch charged with opening the action, and as always that means leaving tracks for everyone else to follow. The Botswanan rider was going well, but at kilometre 103 the desert had a trick up its sleeve. A complicated navigational section and Branchy, aka the Kalahari Ferrari, tabbed too far west. He got lost and dropped some time. The question was, who else would follow him and make the same mistake? Behind him, Konrad Dabrowski in the fight for the win, remember, and he was eating into Aaron Murray's overall lead through the first half of the stage. By kilometre 81, he was nearly a minute faster. But at that elusive kilometre 103, he also turned left and followed the lines left by Branch. His hard work would be undone after making the same navigational error. Nonetheless, the 22-year-old remained upbeat about his day's riding.
Yeah, just another day of fun with the boys, opening the stage and learning a lot, yeah.
Back in the stage, and Aaron Murray was capitalising on Dabrowski's mistake. Initially, it looked like he was going to lose out to the Polish rider and set up a final day showdown here in Abu Dhabi. But the South African rider has been on imperious form all week. Keeping calm and not buckling under the pressure, he actually extends his lead at the top of the overall standings to over 10 minutes.
I saw that I was quite close to the guys, so yeah, I just took it easy the rest of the day, just managing the overall lead at this point. So I didn't want to take any chances, and you know, keep the bike in good condition. We only have one more day left.
Jean-Loup Lepont was second fastest today. He remains in third overall and looks likely to hang on to it. That being said, he also strayed off-piste following Branch's tracks and ended up catching and riding with Dabrowski. Check out these mega onboard shots from the French rider's KTM. As a result, he also dropped some time, but not enough for it to be a concern. A second podium finish in a row is ebbing ever closer for the Frenchman.
Yeah, I'm really happy to can catch Ross and Konrad. I push a lot during the first part of the stage, and I push for expect the win, but Aaron is very fast and can catch us, and it's a very, very good stage for me.
A big week too for Jan Brabeck, chasing his first ever W2RC podium. He's currently third in the Rally 2 category. With just one stage remaining, a good ride today saw him extend his gap over fourth placed Sarath Mohan Mambra, despite not having the perfect setup or tyre bolted to that KTM.
The stage was fun, but I'm riding with a desert tire, so it's kind of tricky to climb the big dunes, so I got stuck twice. Yeah, last day tomorrow, so let's see. Full gas!
Elsewhere in the Malimoto class, a special mention for Emirati rider Hamdan Alali, who leads the category. 9 riders entered the solo challenge this year, and with no service crew to help them back in the bivouac, these guys are the riders and the mechanics. For now though, it's Al-Ali who looks set to take the class win. A second stage win for Aaron Murray then, and this time it's significant. With Dabrowski only third behind Lepont, it all means that in the fight for the overall win, Murray now leads by 10 minutes and 14 seconds. Lepont safe in third, Ross Branch 25 minutes further back. In the quad category, we did not see the return of Kamil Wisniewski today after he ran into problems yesterday, and that promotes Hani Al-Numesi up into second position overall in the class. The 38-year-old, following his Dakar debut in January, has not been able to fight for the lead but looks on course to stand on the podium, and he'll be doing it behind this man. Abdulaziz Ali has so far been nothing short of untouchable, fast becoming the king of quads, certainly here in Abu Dhabi at least. Plenty of time for some showboating, the local hero once again giving the fans something to cheer about as he continues to set heart-stopping times in the dunes. With just 2 competitors remaining in the quad category, today marked another stage win for Abdulaziz and more time added to his overall lead. That now stands just shy of 8 hours.
Yesterday, Juan Cruz Jacopini's dream of winning the Abu Dhabi Desert Challenge quickly turned into a nightmare in the dunes around Mazera.
I was feeling really good. We were leading the stage. Then we have a small crash. We roll on to the front. Saud put me on the 4 wheels again. We lose there maybe 20 minutes. It was nothing. We take the windscreen and we continue. After that, we go down in a dune and we met Prokop there. We have a big impact. Races are like this. I was doing my best. I was trying to be on the podium. But okay, it's not this time. Maybe next time I will have another opportunity for sure this year.
Well, the Argentine couldn't bounce back today because he was disqualified for receiving prohibited assistance yesterday. So it's now a 4-horse race for glory between Gelan Shishiri, Yazid Al-Raji, Nasser Al-Attiyah and Seth Quintero, the first man through the gate this morning. The American later explained that it wasn't good to be opening today because it was seriously tough out there. His rivals were soon hot on his heels, starting with Yazid Al-Raji. The top ultimate drivers set off at 3-minute intervals, so it's rare to see a big pack up at the front. But this was going to be a special kind of day, with Al-Attiyah and Shishiri also set to crash the party. Shishiri talks us through it.
Nasser came to me, he passed me, so I said, bon, okay, allez, wake up. So I wake up, we play with Nasser, so finally we come on Yazid. Yazid come on my back. And we catch Seth Quintero again on his back. It was really fun. All the car was like this. It was good.
Just look at this. The top 4 crews in the Abu Dhabi Desert Challenge going hell for leather over the dunes. Quintero, just going out of shot here, held them off for as long as he could, but he was set to lose over 10 minutes. Even if he cut a frustrated figure back at the bivouac, the 21-year-old had to admit it was a special experience.
Yeah, it was quite the wild fight, I would say. All 4 of us had to win door-to-door at some point. I know those guys were battling for at least 100 kilometers before they got to me. And then they got to me, and I wasn't going to back down either. So we were having a lot of fun. Everyone came in with a smile and said how much fun it was. So, yeah, I mean, we're getting each other business today for sure.
Al-Attiyah, Shishiri and Al-Raji finally catching Quintero in the last part of the stage, but they didn't all stay together until the finish. In fact, one of these contenders would end up bowing out. But before we get to that, let's just enjoy these amazing shots. Shishiri struck out on a different cap to Alatia towards the end, convinced that he had the right line. But a nasty drop spelled the end of his rally when it became clear that his co-driver, Alex Vinok, couldn't go on.
We jumped one dunes and we land really, really hard on the front, and Alex was complaining a lot, which he never do, you know. Alex is a really strong man. So this time for him screaming for 10 minutes, I was really afraid he was really unsure. So that's why I called the helicopter and said, guys, come to pick up him, because it was not safe to put him back in the cars.
Let's step away from the title fight for a moment to check in with Marcos Baumgart. The Brazilians described this rally as the University of Dunes, and he has certainly been learning fast on his debut. He was 5th today for the second stage running. There's been plenty of adversity for Baumgart this week. A big crash for his brother Christian, motion sickness and crashes of his own, but he's looking to finish on a high note. The same could be said of Martin Prokop. After a broken prop shaft on stage 2 and the crash with Jacopini yesterday, the Czech finally had a trouble-free day. He says they've really improved the car since the Dakar and feels they could have been challenging for a podium even with the top factory teams. Martin will now switch his focus to the WRC and developing the car back home. We'll see him again at the Rallye du Maroc. And so back to our top 3 overall to see how things shook out today. Al Rajhi got stuck 3k from the finish after braking hard to avoid a static Quintero and dropped a few minutes. But he has closed the gap on his American rival and says he'll be pushing a little bit harder tomorrow in the 5th and final stage. There are over 200 kilometres to cover tomorrow, so it certainly won't be a procession back to Abu Dhabi. Quintero now finds himself sandwiched between Alatia and Al Rajhi in the overall reckoning, so he will have to decide whether to defend his second place or risk it all for glory. He trails the Qatari by over 9 minutes. He may have a new car and a new co-driver, but this was a vintage performance from the Desert Fox, Alatia. He surged from the back to catch all of his rivals and win the stage by over 8 minutes. It was an absolute massacre.
We have good road position, you know, and we push and we finish fairest and we make a really good time for overhaul. And yeah, tomorrow just we need to be really concentration, you know. If we can win, will be good for the championship. Yeah, it's a good day, alhamdulillah.
Alatia taking it by exactly 8 minutes 21 from Al Rajhi, followed by Prokop, Quintero and Baumgart. Saud Variawa came 6th and he's on course for an impressive 4th place overall, while Nasser is on course to land his 4th title at the Abu Dhabi Desert Challenge.
Nobody can take our shine.
It's a can't miss rock.
It's go time, it's show time. We ready to lay it on the line. It's go time, it's show time. Nobody can take our shine.
Raw.
This derby, Luttigard is imminent to bet.
Get yourself in line.
It's the Bahrain Grand Prix.
Bursting his way through.
As we march towards
Holland is free. It's 2-0.
something big.
It's been superb today.
Supersport's big weekend. Do we have your attention?
This is Sergio from Super Insurance. I hear you, man. Yes, sir.
Can I lock it in for you, ma'am? Thank you.
We've gone into a partnership with Emirates Motorsport Organisation and have been involved with them for a few years now. It's an opportunity for us to partner with them and obviously bring off-road racing to the UAE and in particular Abu Dhabi. Off-road driving and off-road racing is synonymous with Toyota and some of the products that we produce. So, you know, we've historically done really well in off-road racing with Hilux, for instance. So we've provided 21 vehicles to the organisers to, as I said, to basically do the marshalling and check that the route is safe, etc. We're also trying to bring motorsport to the grassroots, and we do that through our Motorsport Academy, an opportunity for ordinary man in the street or woman to come in and experience kind of the environment around the UAE and kind of the freedom of what driving in the desert brings to you. May the best team win. Hopefully it's a Toyota.
It's game on in the Challenger class. Austin Jones versus Rokas Baciuszka. Who'll come out on top? For others, it's been another long day in the dunes. This is Laia Sanz, who retired on stage 3 with shock absorber failure. She was back out today and by kilometre 81 was setting the pace. But once again, she would not see the stage end. Another mechanical failure on her Taurus and another early trip back to the bivouac. Fresh after her stage victory yesterday, Cristina Gutierrez, also running in a Taurus machine, was looking to repeat that feat again today. No overall result on the cards anymore, she's just after stage wins. And it started well, taking the reins from Sanz, but she couldn't keep up the pace. Mistakes creeping in, and the Spanish star eventually finished third fastest.
The stage was difficult, especially the first part. It was very dangerous, easy to make mistakes. And after that, we tried to keep going, and we made a mistake. We get lost by, I don't know the minutes, but we made a mistake, and a few more after, and we lost like 2 or 3 minutes.
It's been a common theme throughout this year's Abu Dhabi Desert Challenge. Rokas Baciuszka going toe-to-toe with Austin Jones. The Lithuanian driver has shown maturity far beyond his years over these 4 stages, focusing on the long-term goal, the World Championship. Baciuszka consolidating second place once again today.
Every day is actually the same, just a different dunes, and maybe bigger or smaller, more cut dunes, but actually, yeah, we are quite good. We crossed the finish line, and tomorrow is the last day. Time to push.
And so, to our rally leader, Austin Jones. The American wasn't mucking about today. Knowing Baciuszka was just 4.5 minutes behind in the fight for overall victory, he had no choice other than to keep on pushing. And that was reflected in his stage time. Another win, making it 3 so far on this year's event. A great drive from Jones, although he wasn't too happy with Rokas at the end of the stage.
You almost hit. Yes, you did. I can see you in the mirror. You come up. I'm like, come on, dude.
It was a good day for us today. We took the first half a little bit slow, kind of wanted to see where everyone was at the refuel. And then, the last 115 kilometers or something, we pushed like hell. And we made up 4 minutes on Cristina and 2 minutes on Rokas. So I'm pretty sure we're going to get the win today, extend our lead in the overall going into the last day. So, hey, you know what? Awesome. Not too much bad there. Yeah.
Further back, Hernan Garces is just banging in consistent times. He steered clear of trouble throughout the entire rally, and that's been rewarded with a comfortable third place overall for now. Meanwhile, Dania Akil, who is no stranger to the desert dunes, lies 4th overall. Competing across many different disciplines, Akil just getting faster and faster. So Jones's eventual winning margin then, over 2 minutes from Baciuska, with Gutierrez a minute and a half further back. Nicolas Cavigliaso rounding out the top 4. In the fight for the overall lead, with just one stage to go, Jones has over 6.5 minutes to play with. Still on a high after her victory at the Dakar in January, Cristina Gutierrez has been the talk of the T3 town. So we sat her down to find out a little bit more about the speedy Spaniard.
I don't know what happened with me, but from the beginning I love to drive. I am Cristina Gutierrez, driver of the Red Bull Junior team off-road by BF Goodrich, and I am here in Abu Dhabi Desert Challenge. I think my best memories in the rally ride coming from Abu Dhabi. It was in 2021. Yeah. I won the World Cup. It was my first championship, so it was an unforgettable moment for me, and for sure Abu Dhabi gave me a lot of good memories. The terrain here is not easy. It's a challenge, as the name says. When we came here for the first time, I was like, wow, this is the hell of the dunes. Coming back after winning the Dakar, it's an amazing feeling. I feel more comfortable. Each time I am more mature in the category, and I am more experienced each time that I came here, so it's a really pleasure for me. I always dream to win. I always try to win. I always try to do my best, and I think this is the best way to win. I am lucky because I have many things to do. I compete in the World Cup of Rally Ride. I also drive in Extreme E. These type of things give you a lot of knowledge, a lot of different type of driving style. I came from rally ride, so it's difficult for me to choose, but I am more used to drive a lot of kilometers. I know the pace, I know how it's going. Extreme E, in the beginning I need to adapt my driving style, because you need to start 100% of your driving power in the beginning, and in rally ride you need to be like with a good pace and not be crazy from the beginning, because you can crash and you can break the car easily. I am fast, but also I am used to drive, and I'm used to drive with the mind and trying to understand the terrain, the difficulties, and adapt my driving style to that. About this sport is my dream now, and my focus, my goal. I want to be on this type of championship many years, but I know this is a difficult world, and you need to work a lot to be all the time in the best category, in the best team. So at the moment I'm dreaming with continuing learning and continuing in the best team possible.
The swirling sands setting the scene for another SSV showdown, with just 18 seconds separating the top two and plenty at stake for the rest. Pietro Chinotto is clinging on to 5th place overall. His nearest rival just so happens to be his father, Michele, his teammate at Extreme Plus. They've both dropped around 2 hours after some technical issues, but have a 20-minute gap to Claude Fournier in 7th. The Italians have been looking to do a job at this rally, but things haven't gone Enrico Gaspari's way. He is ranked dead last after a host of issues, but that didn't stop him having some fun today with his compatriot Rebecca Bussi. She finally had a problem-free day, having suffered motion sickness on stage 1 and got stuck twice like an idiot, in her words, on stage 2. Rebecca's set to finish 4th overall. The only issue is that she had a bet with her teammate Sebastian Guayasamín about who would finish higher in the standings. And he's the one set to land a spot on the overall podium in 3rd. Guayasamín pointed out that the two leaders can afford to be a bit more enterprising because they're so familiar with these dunes. The only sand back home in Ecuador is to be found on the beach. He enjoyed today, but he found it tough, especially in the last 10 kilometres. He now trails by nearly half an hour. The battle for overall glory looks set to rage until the very last kilometre. Yasser Sayyidan currently tops the standings in the W2RC, which his rival Mansour Bilhili hasn't entered. The Saudi's playing it a bit safe to ensure he reaches the finish line. Make no mistake though, he would still love to secure the overall crown.
Today's stage was very difficult, so we take it easy. So we saw many cars have some issues with, I think, temperature, but we're glad we finished without any problems.
Bilhili wrestled the initiative back from Sayyidan after an impressive performance today. The Emirati said this was his favourite stage so far and that he loved being out there. Despite breaking the front differential late on and finishing with two-wheel drive, he beat Sayyidan by 1 minute and 40 seconds. He'll go into the final day with a lead of just 1 minute and 22.
Today we set off in the beginning of the stage to catch the leader and make sure we make a good gap for tomorrow. And I'm happy we're here, we're in the lead, leading T4, and tomorrow we bring the win home.
Here is how they lined up on the day, with Bilhili and Sayyidan some way clear of the rest. Just as Grendelis once again inside the top 5. Tomorrow the top 2 will go head-to-head to settle the rally's tightest class.
Just one stage remains. What a rally it's been so far. Can Aaron Murray get the job done? Will Nasser Al-Attiyah confirm his 4th Abu Dhabi Desert Challenge win? All the answers to all the questions coming tomorrow. Don't miss it. For now, it's goodbye.